settled 3 months from issue date. In this scenario, you will receive total proceeds of $9,911.70. The difference between this amount and the 1,000 US dollars you initially paid for the RDBs is $88.30143.75. Since your sale proceeds is less than the amount you purchased the RDBs for, you incurred a capital loss for selling your RDBs at a discount when you initially purchased them at par. Second, selling your RDBs at a premium at a clean price of 100.892% to be settled 3 months from the issue date. In this scenario, you will receive total proceeds of $1,089.20. The difference between this amount and the $1,000 you initially paid for the RDBs is negative 89.2 US dollars. This time, since your sales proceeds is greater than the amount you purchased the RDBs for, you received a capital gain for selling your RDBs at a premium when you initially purchased them at par. Now, for the RDBs, secondary trading will be done in USD. You may request a peso conversion from your bank should you prefer so. It is worth noting that as individual investor, you will not incur any actual capital gain or loss from the RDBs in dollar terms as long as you hold the RDBs until maturity. Now, the second option for the RDB placement is what we call the peso clear. So the main, let's discuss peso clear. The main difference between peso clear and straight USD is that the peso clear method allows investors to invest via Philippine peso without the need to open US dollar account. Please note that among the selling agent banks, only Land Bank of the Philippines and Overseas Filipino Bank offer the peso clear option through Land Bank's online ordering platform and the mobile apps of the two banks. With the peso clear method, investors will pay Land Bank or OF Bank in Philippine peso, and Land Bank or OF Bank will convert the funds into US dollars at the prevailing US dollar peso FX rate. From there, similar to straight USD, on the issue date, Land Bank or OF Bank will aggregate the placements made and will remit the proceeds in US dollars to the BTR. Once received, the BTR deploys the funds to various government implementing agencies to finance public programs. On every quarter and on the maturity date, the BTR remits the payment to Land Bank or OF Bank, and the latter deposits the amounts due to the investors. Such amounts are converted automatically into Philippine peso. So it's based on the prevailing USD peso FX rate set by Land Bank or OF Bank, and will be deposited into the investors' Philippine peso current or savings accounts, which serves as their RDB settlement accounts. Now that we've covered the two methods or the placement methods for RDBs, we will now proceed to discuss the various investment channels. As mentioned earlier in the presentation, we have traditional and online channels wherein you can purchase RDBs. For a traditional channel, one may invest over the counter through any of the branches or sales desk of our selling agents nationwide. And for our online channels, you may also invest through the BTR online ordering facility via the website of the Bureau of the Treasury, that is www.treasury.gov.ph. By the way, this option is available to clients of China Banking Corporation and First Metro Securities offering the USD straight investment option, and Land Bank offering the peso clear investment option. You may also invest via our mobile apps. So we have the Land Bank mobile banking app or Land Bank MBA, and OF Bank mobile banking app or the OF Bank mobile banking app, both offering the peso clear investment option, and bonds.ph offering the USD straight investment option. You may download these apps for free via the App Store if you're an Apple device user, or via Google Play if you are an Android device user. Via our mobile apps, you may conveniently place your orders, but please ensure that your settlement account is fully funded prior to placing your orders. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Leo from OF Bank. And there you have it, mga kababayan. So as mentioned by Sir Leo, there are 3 different ways to invest in RDB2. So number 1, you can go over the counter in branches of the selling agents. Number 2, go online via the Bureau of the Treasury's online ordering facility. And number 3, download any of the mobile banking apps of Land Bank, OF Bank, or Bonds PH. So napakadali na talaga ang mag-invest dito sa RDB2. At dahil dyan, sure ako na marami na sa ating mga kababayan ang gustong mag-invest. Pero may mga gusto pa rin itanong at mga i-clarify. Kaya we will now move on to the question and answer segment of our program. And to help us with your question, I'd like to call our speakers and panelists to please turn on your videos once again. So from the Development Bank of the Philippines, Sir Angelo Abad. From the Overseas Filipino Bank, Mr. Leover Loyola and Mr. John Holgado. From the First Metro Securities Brokerage Corporation, Mr. John Philip Billones. From the Union Bank of the Philippines, Mr. Diane Choi. And from the Philippine National Bank, Senior Vice President Editha Manalad of PNB Los Angeles, and First Vice President Eric Bustamante of PNB New York. So for our first question, meron tayong natanggap from Zoom. This is for Sir Leover. How long does it take to open a dollar account through the Land Bank app?
Thank you for that question. Actually, I also experienced the same thing with me opening an account, US dollar account with Land Bank MBA. So ang nangyayari kasi sir ngayon, when you're opening your USD account through the Land Bank MBA, they'll be conducting some verification pa. So how long pala sir after kayo o na-open na po ba natin yung account? Yun ang gusto ko itanong actually kay sir. Sa akin kasi it took 3 days for the Land Bank. And for the Overseas Filipino Bank, I suggest you try opening your US dollar account through the OF Bank mobile banking app kasi instant lang siya, makukuha mo na agad within 5 minutes yung inyong US dollar account. And sir, mas maganda you fund your OF Bank account via our partners at makakapag-invest ka na right away sa ating RDB2. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sir Leo. Meron din tayong question from FB Live. This is for our Union Bank. Sir Dayan, yung bonds.ph, Philippine peso lang po available funds. Is it possible to infuse US dollar in bonds.ph?
Hi, good morning. Yes, as long as you have opened already a Union Bank dollar account. So through our Union Bank mobile app, you'll be able to buy and convert your peso to dollar to fund your RDB investment.
Thank you, Ms. Dayan. We also have a question here from for DBP. So Sir Bear, are there fees involved when investing and getting interest payments?
Okay, so thank you for that question. So wala po tayong fees involved when you get your principal and interest payment back. So let's say your quarterly interest payment will be $15. So every interest payment date, you'll get $15 in whole without deduction from taxes nor any fees related. But once you convert your investment into peso, then it will be subjected to the prevailing foreign exchange rate. Then there might be fees involved then. But if you keep it in dollars, then there will be no applicable fees nor taxes anymore. Thank you.
Ayan. So thank you, Sir Bear. The same question din po for Sir Eric. Are there fees involved when investing and getting interest payments?
Well, good evening. There are no fees, no, for when you open a PNB Philippine account through the counters of PNP New York and Los Angeles. And all clients, whether Filipino or non-Filipino, can open a PNB Philippine account or PNB US dollar account.
Thank you, Sir Eric. Another question for DBP. Will my interest change depending on the interest rate environment, Sir Bear?
Okay, so that's a good question again. The interest rate for the RDBs is already fixed. So this is one of those investment classes that you call fixed income. So once it is set at 5.5%, that will be applicable already all up to your maturity date. So it will be 5.5% on day one, starting October 11, up until April 11, 2029. Thank you.
Thank you, Bear. Another question naman po for OF Bank and for Union Bank. Can I sell my RDBs via the mobile apps or banks from OF Bank?
I will take that question, Monet. For the Overseas Filipino Bank, if you want to sell your investment or the RDB, all you have to do is send an email to our customer.care@mail.ofbank.com, and then they will facilitate your request of selling your RDBs. Thank you.
Hi, good morning.
you, Sir Leo.
From Union Bank, yes, you may sell your RDB investment if you purchase it via the bonds.ph mobile app. You may just log in through the app and sell your investment anytime you want.
Thank you, Ms. Dayan. Can we ask also from First Metro, Sir John Philip?
Yeah, thank you for that, Ms. Monette. No? So for this question, yes, you can actually sell your RDBs in the secondary market, but for First Metro Sex and you just need to notify us, and we'll ask you to fill up the bond selling form so that we can execute your order. And once you're okay with the prices that we were able to share with you, then we can execute it for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Another question po from Zoom. Can I ask Sir Bear, if the peso depreciates against the US dollar, is that good or bad for this RDB2?
Sorry, Monette, that came in choppy. Can you repeat the question?
Okay, the question is, if the peso depreciates against the US dollar, is that good or bad for this RDB2?
Okay, so I suppose this is a question of the profit dynamics now. So when you're investing in fixed income securities like RDBs or RTBs, but more so for RDBs now because this is dollar denominated, you have to, one of the investment considerations before you enter into investments such as this, because it is long-term in nature, is that you have to look at the total income potential. What I'm talking about is that you may only you can gain income from RDBs, not only the interest inflows, but also from any foreign exchange gains that you may have. No, so on the flip side, there's also such thing as foreign exchange losses. So going back to the total returns that I mentioned, generally when you see the peso depreciate, more often than not, the interest rate will also decrease. But since this is a fixed rate investment, your 5.5% will no longer change. From what we have seen in the past, if the peso will depreciate, usually interest rates follow. So your opportunity lost or gained there is that, say in a year, the peso depreciated and you decide to invest. When you buy via the secondary market, like I mentioned earlier, you may face the risk of not getting 5.5% anymore. No, the 5.5% might be selling on a premium, meaning for every $200 that you will use to buy the RDBs, but most likely you'll be paying more now to compensate the seller for the high interest rate. So going back again, so when the peso depreciates, you have to look at it on a total returns basis. So not only that, although the exchange rate of your dollar to peso might go down because of the depreciation, your interest rate, the 5.5%, will compensate. That's why interest rates are moving, no? Because interest rates are future looking. So pag let's say bumaba siya in the interest rate will go down in the future because of forex depreciation, then your current interest rate as fixed in your RDB investment will cover for those losses. So this is this is quite a complicated topic, but generally that's the idea. So you lock in your 5.5% now, you'll get that for 5.5 years. So no matter where the economy or interest rate or foreign exchange rates go in the future, you'll get your 5.5%. So how do you protect yourself from any peso depreciation? Is that there is a strategy we call that you hold it to maturity. So just hold your RDBs for 5.5 years. You invest $10,000 there. For example, you'll get your $10,000 back. All your interest payment, keep it in dollars, then you'll be shielded from any peso depreciation that may happen in the future. Okay, so how do you time all of this? So make your bankers work for you, consult your investment counselor or your banker on the best time that you can even sell your RDBs or convert your dollars into peso for potential reinvestments in the future. So speaking of peso investments, we would like to urge all our viewers to follow the Facebook page of the Bureau of the Treasury so that you'll be updated for any future offerings of the Bureau of the Treasury. Not only RDBs, no? Baka meron din tayong RTB sa future. Okay? Back to you, Manette. Thank you.
Thank you, Bear. Another question for OF Bank, Union Bank, and First Metro. Is it really safe to open an online account to invest in the RDB2?
Hi, good morning po. Yes, for us sa OF Bank, yes. Pwede pa namin sabihin na it is safe kasi po we have that dual security for as long as you will not share that username and password, that will be safe. Thank you.
And let me just add, lagi naming sinasabi sa mga kababayan natin, online security is a shared responsibility. Kahit gaano namin lagyan ng security features ang inyong mga accounts, sa inyo pa rin nakasalalay kung paano nyo gagamitin, paano nyo papangalagaan. Ang lagi naming sinasabi, never click on any links. Ang QR code, ano lang yan. Kung alam natin yung saan galing, then maybe we can scan the QR code. And then, pag naka-receive tayo ng message ng mga phishing attacks, siguraduhin natin na makapag-communicate tayo sa amin. Kasi hindi kami manghihingi sa inyo ng mga personal and financial info ninyo. So wag kayong magbigay. Sinasabi natin, masarap magbigay at magandang magbigay. Pero this time, wag tayong magbibigay. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Leo. From Union Bank, Ms. Diane.
Yeah, from Union Bank, I completely agree with both Sir John and Sir Leo. Yes, it is safe to invest in through the Union Bank mobile app and the Bonds.ph mobile app.
From Sir John Philip Billones.
All right, now, and I resonate the same answer with the rest of the representatives. Yes, it's safe to invest using the online mobile apps that were discussed in this presentation. And just to share with you on First Metrosex, and we have also participated sa RDB1, and so far it was a very successful na run. And we expect the same dito sa RDB2, and we have actually also improved from that experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir John. So we are now down with our two questions, and these questions is for our representative from BTR, Sir Paul. In the interest of transparency, what is the specific list of projects that these bonds will support?
So thank you, for the question. So the funding will be used to support the government's development roadmap, which incorporates social projects, particularly in infrastructure and agriculture.
Thank you, Sir Paul. And the last question po for you then. Are the RDBs guaranteed by the Republic of the Philippines?
So the RDBs are guaranteed by the Philippine, in full faith, by the Philippine government through the National Treasury.
Yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes our Q&A segment. Mukhang malinaw na po sa ating mga viewers kung ano ang terms of the offer at kung paano makakapag-invest. So thank you to those who asked questions, and thank you also to our panelists and to our speakers. And that concludes our briefing for the RDB2. Sana po ay marami po kayong natutunan at makapagsimula ng mag-invest for your future. And please take note po na ang ating offer period will run only until October 6, 2023. We would like to thank all our partners and of course investors for contributing to the success of this issuance. For more information on the RDB2, please visit the website of the Bureau of the Treasury at www.treasury.gov.ph or Facebook page at /treasuryph. They also have a GS help desk that you can reach via email at gsupport@treasury.gov.ph. You may also inquire with any of the selling agents to know more about RDB2 and how you can invest. Together, let's invest in RDB2 and manifest an elevated life together. This has been Monette Magday. Thank you and mabuhay.